What is going on, Big Daddy? Welcome
That's the
aboard, boys and
jam right
girls.
there,
It is
dude. That's
time for the
the
brothers to hack the Matrix. How's your week
make some
going, man?
sense of the madness.
Can we make sense of the madness? Are you sure we can do that?
Can you? Could you be there? Could you be there?
All I know is
Counselor, counselor.
I don't know if I know that reference, Dan. What is that?
Cape Fear, man.
Cape Fear. Oh,
Yeah, De
I
Niro.
have my virus of unknown origin. What you sporting tonight?
I think we all know.
The Guinness Stout. Yes.
Tink.
Tink. Yes.
Cheers. Counselor,
Counselor.
could
This guy a
you?
lawyer or
Could you
something?
be there?
Oh man.
That's a great movie. I know you've
I have
seen that
never
movie.
seen it, Dan. That's one of the ones that I
Oh,
just have never seen. Like, dude, there's a couple on the list that I have never seen. As much as I love movies, I've never seen that one. I've never seen The Shawshank Redemption. That's another one I've never seen. Yeah, I know. I get the same reaction from everybody. Oh man, Das Wolf.
what?
Das Wolfen says lots of madness to try and make sense of. Good to see you, John.
Lots.
Good to see
Groups of madness.
you. Groups of madness.
Buckets and buckets,
Buckets
of
and
madness.
buckets of madness. Well, before we get into the madness, we need to find out what are you sporting this evening, sir?
This is the Epiphone signature Les Paul with these are passive EMG pickups. What is passive? Boys and girls want to know? It's the buzzsaw, by the way. These pickups, the active ones have a 9-volt battery right here.
Okay.
Passive ones don't. They're just live off the electric you give them, and there you go. I personally don't give a shit. I think they sound just as good. Maybe they're a little bit fuller. I don't know. With the active ones, you get more gain and more of the dime bag kind of feel. But
Okay.
this is a beautiful guitar. It's rare, man, and yeah, I dig
And
it.
it
So
colors of probably your favorite quarterback in the league right now, right?
you
Joe
know
Burrow,
it,
right?
Joe Burrow, Big Daddy Joe Burrow. I don't know that he's ever going to get closer to the Super Bowl than he is. I think
I
that
think he's
window's
going to
going to
get
shut
one,
on them
man.
real
I
quick.
think he's going to be the Peyton Manning of this era. He's going to be right there with Holmes the whole time. You know, I think that's
Yeah.
what we're looking at there. I think we're looking, where we had Brady and Manning. I think we got Mahomes and Joe Burrow.
Sure.
Joe Burrow.
Unlike Manning, though, Burrow does it in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, he does.
Does it. Yeah,
He
he
gets it
carries
done.
that team. Yep.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He got
How's
him
things on your end, bro? Busy week
good.
for you,
Busy,
right?
busy. But things are working out. I've got some things to work out, both on the personal and YouTube side. But
Work it
other than
out.
that, everything's good. Everything's good.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, and as usual, as soon as you and I start yakking, the boss starts yelling at me too.
What do we got? What do we got?
You know what we got coming out the gate here? We got
this poor bastards at the bottom of the
bottom
heap.
of this thing.
Ugh.
Yeah, man, it's the top of the heap.
Yeah, shit is really getting serious over there. They're lobbing a lot of freaking lead at each other over there.
And we're going to talk about it because this is what's going on.
Eject! 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 Fire on the flight deck.
This business will get out of control. It'll get out of control and we'll be lucky to live through it.
Yeah, boys and girls, it's crazy what's
Tang.
going on. We're at day 456 of Russia's invasion of the Ukraine, man. And what we got here from The Guardian says Russia has replaced its Wagner private military units. And I want you to remember that name, Wagner.
Wow, they have,
military
huh?
units.
That's
Have
interesting.
replaced those units with regular soldiers in the outskirts of Bakhmut. This seems to be a hotbed right now. U.S. intelligence officials believe Ukraine responsible for drone attack on Kremlin. Look,
That's
if you call that a drone attack, come on. What was that supposed to do?
That's
Break a
akin to
window?
what's that?
Irritate somebody?
Eddie Murphy's movie. What was the name of that damn thing? Harlem Nights, when that guy's sitting there with the
Right.
Tommy gun. Pee.
Yeah.
That's
Phew.
what that was.
Stop shooting
Come
that
on now.
stupid little shit. That friggin' guys, if you didn't watch it 2 weeks ago when we covered the drone attack in the Kremlin, the headlines blew it way out of proportion. It was seriously stupid.
It's
I
ridiculous.
thought it was a drone attack, a military drone flying in and nuking something, right? No, it's one of these little pinwheel puppies just hovering up to the top of the building and poof, little light show. It was just wow.
But you know, this back to this Wagner thing, right? So Wagner is he's well, very close to Pootie and he's been very vocal in the headlines, saying that the the army, the regular army, has been leaving them in their flanks and been not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Just being very vocal, and just like everybody else has been vocal about shortcomings by the Pootie.
We've got another
Now
story that involves that Wagner.
The Wagner group is gone now, so
looks like they're getting in trouble all over the place. Let's see. Das Wolfen says that's where that scene comes from. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You remember the trailer I just showed you, Dan? There's a part of that scene is there where I've got like 3 of our cast members. Yeah. Okay. So what we got next up here on this front is this one. I kind of laughed at, man. Well, no, that's not this one. A top Ukrainian commander fighting around Bakhmut says military experts who portray Russian soldiers as only stupid and miserable are wrong. Ukraine commander has contradicted suggestions that the poor state of Russian troops. Andriy Bialetsky?
Yes, from family Bialetsky.
Third separate assault brigade said Russian soldiers were not stupid. The comments come from President Zelensky, said that Bakhmut was completely destroyed. Wow, man, this is crazy. This stuff needs to stop, Dan. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
it really is.
If they have a success,
made me laugh. This made me laugh. Okay, now how much aid have we sent these people?
Billions and billions.
We sent them a lot of money.
Billions. Yeah.
Images claim to show U.S. vehicles used in raid into Russia spurs questions. How is that spurring questions?
Yeah,
we're aiding these guys.
Spurred?
Of course, they've got friggin' U.S. vehicles. It doesn't
arms,
make any sense.
Vehicles, equipment, money. Yes, we are funding the war effort. Yes,
this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
No.
I just had to laugh at that one. But this next one, I believe this is it. Yes, here again. Now we're out of the Ukrainian area here. Here, the Wagner Group fighters implicated in the killing of hundreds of unarmed civilians in West African village. This is a UN report. The Wagner Group is linked to a massacre of 500 people in a village in Mali. A UN report found the vast majority of those who were killed were unarmed civilians, and the Guardian reported, and Russian paramilitary organization has a long-standing presence across Africa.
Look, that's a dog that Pootie has let loose out in the world, and
yeah, sorry guys, I didn't have that picture up for you. But yeah, this is crazy, man. This is nuts. Apparently, this guy was high up with Putin, and
yes, he was
that influence to get his security forces all over the damn world. Apparently,
sure. I'm sure there was promises that were made and blah blah blah. But then when how many headlines have you read where he is openly, criticizing?
What's the body count? I think the last time we had a body count was like 47, something like that.
Yeah, he's openly criticizing the war effort by the regular Russian soldier and Russian commanders, and he's doing this out in public. And you can't do that. That's going against the grain of Pootie, and he's going to disappear, man.
Because Pootie, He hate to kill a man.
Got my dillies on a pepper tank.
I'm telling you, I don't know how many people have to disappear before these people say, we either got to get rid of this guy,
Right.
or just follow the marching orders, because if you step out of line, you're gone.
Right? You got two choices if he's going to be here. Get to stepping, or you better find a way out of Dodge. Joss Wolfen says, what? Putting on the Ritz.
Putting on a Ritz, man.
Is going to drop a tactical nuke before it's over. Let's hope not, man. I hope you're not speaking that into existence, buddy. That's my biggest fear in this whole damn thing, really. It really is.
Well, the more he whittles down people that have, lucid thought, and he whittles it down to where it's just a bunch of, guys that are falling in line. If that's what's going to happen, that is, a really strong possibility of one of these fanatics, if they see the end coming, they will launch off one of those things. That is the scary part, and that's it's a real concern, and I'm sure there's an effort, being made in the background amongst
to make sure that doesn't happen.
NATO nations, that doesn't happen. I mean, I would hope that that's happening anyway. So they're gaming that and trying to figure out
all
something.
over the place. Now, the next story we've been covering the Sudan. Apparently, according to Politico, warring factions in Sudan agreed to temporary ceasefire this weekend.
I thought they did that before, and that shit went sideways. But that would be good if they can hold to that,
Yeah, it would be.
There's so many factions, Joe. Not just the ones that that are high up and have the rings of power. There's so many splinter factions that want to they're part of that pie, and it's like the old saying, herding cats, right? So if they can.
The weird thing to me about this one, though, it's two sides of the same military. Usually the military is united, but this is like two different commanders have split the military in half, and they're at war over it. It's very strange, very strange. But let's hope they can get something done over there. Wow, this thing is lagging bad for some reason.
I bet you if you talk to the people on the ground that live there in the Sudan, this is par for the course for them. They've been living like this forever.
Right. Well, China is actually urging the U.S. to meet it halfway and bring ties back on track. Chinese foreign minister on Monday urged the United States to have the right understanding of China, meet it halfway, and bring bilateral relations back on track. Now, this is
help us understand, assholes, because you guys act like you just want to rule the world. So we've given that power to them by selling off swaths of land. We don't do manufacturing anymore. They've jumped into that vacuum. They are what we used to be 50 years ago. They are an industrial nation.
Yep.
Their people work. I mean, it's an effort. They're very patriotic. They're about the thing, and you can't argue with their position. They inflate their currency. Communism, history has shown, never survives because eventually the people just have it, and they run out of money. So look, they got a bunch of countries that they've loaned money to, and now they're calling in their markers, and these people are defaulting on their loans. And you know what? The United States, I'm sure, is in their back pocket for loans as well. So we didn't do ourselves any favor. But with all that being said, I hope we don't kowtow to these people and that government and make deals that are counter to what we stand for.
We're seeing, and we didn't cover it last week, but we saw a lot of movement in the seas around Taiwan. We've got a battle group there now, and it's the saber rattling's at an all-time high. And let's just hope that nothing gets torched up. Let's see. Ruben Christopher says, he says, hail. It's good to see you, Ruben. Let's see what's next. Oh yeah. I had to grab this one for you, Dan, because I know you have so much love for the royal family. I figured you dig this one.
I read that shit. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you right now.
A woman has died after being hit by a royal motorcade that was escorting King Charles' sister-in-law.
Yeah. Apparently they had a black screen set up around this power station, and it really impeded your ability to see oncoming traffic across this crosswalk. and this elderly person was on that crosswalk, and I
They-
guess they didn't see the motorcade, and the rolls don't stop for nobody. I ran that
No.
bitch over.
Plip, 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 plip.
I mean,
Sad thing, man.
there you
Sad
go.
thing. The Bidens are bought and paid for it by China. We will fold. Well, let's hope not. But I do have a lot about the Bidens and the earthquakes part.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Let's see.
I
What's
think our big
next?
war effort and our big funding behind this Ukrainian thing is to help protect whatever dealings the Bidens have going on in the Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, it all started there. We know all about the recordings of stuff, and Big Daddy's got to get his cut and all that good
his
stuff.
cut.
Well, on top of everything else, Mother Nature is letting us know who really runs this roost. We got this story out of I think it's Guam. Super Typhoon Mawar, I guess is how you pronounce it. Or
Mawar, Super Typhoon.
Hits Guam with 400. Or excuse me, 400. Listen to me. 140 miles. Right.
400.
One Punch Man took out
Guam
Guam.
is gone. Everybody just tuning in. 400-mile-an-hour winds. Guam is no longer. Film at 11.
Winds. Residents emerged to see major mess, apparently. So say a prayer for those folks in Guam, man.
Yeah,
wow.
400 miles an hour wind. I don't know how you survive that, dude.
Bro. Okay,
impressive.
moving on. Oh, man.
Nature.
I cannot slip up. I will never give it. But this one, millions in Mexico warned to prepare for evacuations as, oh, God, here we go.
Yes.
Look, as Papo.
Just say it. Just go with it.
Papo Caterpillar.
There you go. Perfect.
I can't
said, well
pronounce it
spoken.
with this shit. Volcano spews ash. Yeah, man. Wow. It is.
Yeah, Papa got another volcano. Spew ass. Yeah, that's a problem. It's good.
Let's see.
That's what the volcanoes do.
What spew ash? Yeah.
Spew ash.
This is in the center of the country, and I was going to show the video of it, but it's 45 miles southeast of Mexico City.
Oh.
So if the progressive ad ever disappears, we might see.
Which way's the wind blowing, man? Gee whiz.
Right.
That ash really it causes real problems.
That's what messes things up. Yeah. Look at this. Whoa. That's on May 15th.
Yeah, look at that. Belch.
It's doing its thing, man.
Yep. Pressure relief.
Man.
Boom.
Popping its cork.
Papa gobblelopity. That's what's up.
Papa Caterpillar.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever that is, man.
Popping its top.
Let's see. Hang on a second. Let's go up here and see.
Those are some
John
cool
says,
videos, though, man.
Yeah, it is. Volcanoes are one of the coolest things in the world, but you don't want to be anywhere near it. Did Guam flip over?
Look,
Thanks,
Guam
John.
got blown away.
It's
400-mile-an-hour winds. You can't
it's an
survive that, dude. Can't do it.
But let's see what else we got here. Where is Martin when you need him to pronounce those Mexican places? Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. What's Ruben talking about here? I blame Harp. Yeah, no shit. I don't. Ruben, do me a favor and type in the chat what that acronym stands for. I can't remember what it stands for, but HARP is something that's always in the mix when we see different weather patterns and stuff like that. It may be manipulated, right? Let's see. Okay, what do we got next here? Oh, man, yeah. Mexico isn't just spewing volcanoes, it's spewing bullets, too. 19 shot,
Always.
10 fatally at a car rally less than 100 miles Mexico-U.S. border.
At a car rally? I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
car rally. Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, look, some of these, the low riders and the way they represent, it says a lot, so it's a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it can get pretty violent at some of them.
The horrific attack unfolded just after 2 p.m. on Saturday in San Vicente, near Ensenada, Ensenada,
Yeah.
excuse me, Ensenada,
Ensenada.
on the Pacific coast of the Baja California Peninsula. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Why not?
Right in the middle of the afternoon at a car
Yeah.
rally.
Yeah,
Yikes.
let's just start shooting the place up. Fuck it.
Yikes. Meanwhile, back here at home,
Back at the ranch.
the Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes sentenced to 18 years for leading January 6th sedition conspiracy. Okay, that's pretty much the to the victor go the spoils kind of thing. Yeah,
18 years.
yeah, 18 years he got for leading them people into the Capitol building. And this guy here, as soon as it loads up, and I know it will, come on, work for me. Do I need to refresh you? Let's refresh you and see. Well, just a second. The guy that was in Pelosi's office had his feet up on the
feet
counter.
up on the desk.
Here he is.
Well, whatever, man. I mean, you know what? Look, this is where we're at as a nation. There is definitely a barrier between we the people and the people that are representing us, and we do have a large population of leaders, Senate, Congress, representatives that are old guard, career politicians. They have not lived in our world. They don't understand our world. And they look at us the same way we look at them. We look at them with disdain, and they look at us with the same disdain.
Yeah.
So there's a huge chasm between them and us, and they're supposed to be representing us, and they're governing us. It's and anytime the people want to speak up, I looked at that January 6th thing, and I mean I've seen far worse.
That the word sedition and things like.
And domestic terrorism, domestic terrorism is thrown around here, and that's the government sending a clear message to the people.
That's why I was saying,
stay in your lane. This might be your house. Yeah, this might be. They say it's our house, but it's not our house.
No. Ruben says high frequency active oral.
What?
Oral,
this is a family show.
Yeah, right. Research program. HARP. All the natural disasters that have occurred recently are linked to HARP, antennas and weapons allegedly used by the U.S. Army to control the climate. I don't think it's the U.S. Army. They may be involved in using it, but it's somebody a lot higher up the food chain doing that, giving the orders to have them do stuff like that. But yeah, getting back to what I was talking about with this guy, he got 4 years. So let's.
Yeah, how dare he?
How dare he show up? Now this story right here, man. Hang on. This for some reason, he says, "Yep, absolutely." Give it just a second. For some reason, my computer is lagging. I apologize, guys.
Nothing worse than a lagging.
Sheriff
computer.
says, "Girl 16 fights off mom to save a sister from being drowned after second sister was killed."
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Yeah, what happened here? This girl named Jamie Bradley Brunn, 37, was charged with murder and attempted murder after the attack early Friday in their home. Basically, I've read this, and basically what happened, and the sheriff's calling the 16-year-old that saved her sister a hero. She apparently drowned a 6-year-old, was in the process. Yes, the mother was in the process of drowning the 8-year-old when the 16-year-old heard screams and woke up and fought off her mother to get the kid out of the house.
Was the mother under influence or suffering from some kind of mental break?
The sheriff is not talking about it. He says that they're not going to speculate about anything that went on, and they're not going to talk about it because apparently they're going to prosecute this chick. So
what
mental health was brought up, and he said, "Look, I'm not a mental health professional. I can't comment on that." So, yeah.
What state was that?
That the state, Columbia, South Carolina, is where this story is.
South Carolina.
Yep.
Okay.
The Carolinas. Yep.
All right then.
Yep. It's sad, man. But yeah, and then yesterday, guys, now I was laughing my butt off at this yesterday, boys and girls. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis launches 2024 presidential bid on Twitter with Elon Musk. Okay. They were talking about this all day, and it was supposed to go live at 5 p.m. Central. 5 p.m. Central, right? Me and
Allegedly.
Ross Wolf, who's in the chat, were watching this live as it unfolded. And that's the headline they want you to see. But what really happened, boys and girls, is this headline. Outages, garbled audio, DeSantis's 2024 launch marred by Twitter tech meltdown. It lasted. The more people tried to get in there to listen to this thing, Daniel, the more it got choppy and fell out. And they finally called it, like, I want to say about 20 minutes in. And when they called it, there was 634,000 people trying to get into this space on Twitter to listen to this. And it was just,
that tells you there's an interest, right? So
yeah, absolutely. There's an interest. Now, this is the guy that's been at war with Disney down there in Florida. You know, we all know what this guy's been doing. And, but let me tell you, Trump had a field day with this thing collapsing on him. And if you don't know anything about this guy, he basically was a bunch of points down in the polls in his last election until Trump endorsed him. And Trump's endorsement got this guy over. So, it's kind of funny. It's going to be funny to see what goes on here coming up, leading into the election between these two, because, man, wow, it's crazy. Ruben Christopher Haynes says they are going to blame white supremacy. The water is racist. Oh, God. Yeah.
Yep.
I hear you, man. Yeah. They'll come up with something stupid like that. No doubt. But let me see. Okay. So that's it for Top of the Heap this week. What did we learn? We learned more and more that the people at the top don't give a shit about you and me. Yep. That's for damn sure.
Yep. They have their own agenda, their own game plan, and we are outside looking in. That's the way that's going to go. But we get to fund it all.
Yeah, we do. We get to pay for it. We get to pay for it with the sweat of our brow, boys and girls. Oh, wait. See, look, I'm being repressed. I need to clip that, Dan.
I'm being repressed.
Yeah.
See the violence inherent in the system?
See the violence inherent in the system?
What do we got? What do we got?
All right, boss. I'm on it. We got the Jock Strap.
Jock Strap, the guy with the moves.
Millionaires that are trying to
football to the face.
Yes. Yes. The gridiron
Smack to the
champion.
face.
I don't even know where to go. This guy's shooting the hoops, though. He's too much, man.
He's badass, dude.
He's too much. And we have got to, matter of fact,
I'd take him on my team.
I got to call Dad about this one, man. We start off with some bad news out of the world of the NFL this week. The passing of a Titan, man among boys, you might say. Jim Brown, all-time NFL great running back and social activist, dies at 87 years old. Titan of sports, movies, and civil rights activism.
Civil rights activist.
Spokesman says Brown died on Thursday in Los Angeles. Man, I tell you what, this guy right here, our father is a huge fan of this guy. Was a big Browns fan when he was playing for the Browns, and I think he had more of an impact. And of course, his football career is why he had an impact on folks. But I think he had more of an impact as an activist outside of football. And, and when you say activist, sometimes, you know, I'm not talking about today's activist that sits there and straps himself to artwork and, you know, pours gravy all over it and says we need to save the planet. No, I'm talking about somebody that was active in communities and bringing up people that were having a hard time. That's what he was into, man. He really was a hero on many levels.
Absolutely.
Made it in Hollywood. He was just a man among boys. He didn't play around. He didn't mince words when he talked. You knew where he was coming from. I really, you know, you remember when, well, we don't remember it, but I've heard the stories about Muhammad Ali when he was going to dodge the draft, as they say, when he wasn't going to go. He was going to be a conscientious objector and not go. There was a council of athletes that Jim Brown put together. They wanted to go in and talk to him. It included Jim Brown, Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell. He put a bunch of guys from their generation together in a room with Muhammad, Cassius Clay, as we knew him before that, but got with him and said, look, are you just dodging bullets here? Are you actually serious about what you're talking about? And he was right straight up front with him. And Muhammad passed the test, and they came out of there and they were behind him. All of them were. So, but it was Jim Brown
because they knew that Muhammad Ali at the time, Cassius Clay, represented something, a movement, and they couldn't have the movement tarnished by somebody that was. So they had to go in there and really, vet him on that.
They were vetting their own guy, right? Yeah. Somebody that they normally would just throw your hat right behind, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's the kind of thing this guy did, and of course he made those great movies and stuff, and he was just an all-around great guy. I'd never heard anything bad about Jim Brown. I really didn't.
No, I believe he was respected by all cultures, across the board. The guy was a stand-up guy, and well respected, globally. Just I want to touch on the football side of it for a second. The number he amassed that in a very short period of time.
Yes,
they played a lot less games.
Yeah,
and it took Emmitt Smith and these other guys, Walter Payton,
all these guys, a long time to beat his records.
A long time to catch that daggone bar that he set, and he set that in a very short period of time. And he stepped away. He had a lot of tread left in the tires, but he saw something else that he wanted to focus on. And hey, kudos to him.
Yep.
He stood for what he believed. But as a football player, every generation thinks their athletes are the best.
Yeah.
You go back and watch the tape and you look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. What he was able to do in a very short period of time, the conversation for the greatest running back of all time should always start and end
with him,
Jim Brown.
I mean, the closest thing we've got to anything like him right now is Henry, and he's not Jim Brown.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, he's good, but he's not Jim Brown. You know what I mean?
He's not Jim Brown. He won't be around. Jim Brown, what he and really, you look at the numbers and what he was able to amass in a relatively short period of time.
This is a career average, 5.2 a carry.
Yeah.
They didn't have to throw the football in Cleveland.
No, and that's the thing, right? Cleveland's offense ran through him, so it wasn't like they were trying to trick anybody.
No, they weren't tricking nobody.
And this guy,
that film, he is just getting mobbed.
Look, and a guy his size, right? The power and speed, right? Henry's like that big, but his breakaway speed, you watch those films, he comes through, and then when he gets in the open ground, nobody's catching him. Nobody's catching him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not just the fact that he was a tank. I mean, the guy was tough.
And he could catch it coming out of the backfield. Some great catches, great hands. The guy could do all of it. All of it he could do.
He kicked for his team in college. He was a kicker. I mean, he was an all-around football player. It really was.
Yeah.
We lost a Titan.
I'll never forget, real quick, when Franco Harris was getting close to breaking that title, and I'm sure you remember this as well. He was on Sports Illustrated. He was like 40-something years old. He said, I will, and the Raiders were willing to let him suit back up to gain some more yards just to keep Franco, because he didn't like Franco Harris's running style. Franco Harris was a big guy, but when he would hit the edge, he would run out of bounds. He wouldn't engage.
He did not
that was
engage.
Just his style.
He ran out of bounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, let's do a toast to the Titan that was Jim Brown.
Absolutely.
Both in the community and in the football community.
There you go. Rest in peace, brother.
All right. We got a few of those tonight, guys. It's Memorial Day weekend, and we lost a few people this week.
Shining stars, man.
Yes,
went out.
No doubt. This next story is out of the NFL. Second player comes forward with concerning accusations against the Jets. Apparently, the Jets don't care if you're injured. You're going to just keep going. You getting paid, you're going to keep going. Free agent running back Ty Johnson made waves this week, detailing his firsthand account of getting released by the Jets. As he recalled, the Jets insisted he undergo a medical procedure that he was leery of. But Johnson had the surgery performed only to be released by the team when they acquired Aaron Rodgers.
Look, they're making some room for this salary they're taking on. So some of these guys are getting clipped.
Yeah, but this guy right here, he was a tackle for him.
Sure.
Mickey Recton, he blames coach for injury that cost him the 2022 season. No one cared. I was told I shouldn't be complaining. Go out there and do it. Practice on a bad knee.
There you go.
Knee was injured. Yep. Now you know how this goes. A lot of this is probably he said, she said stuff. But
sure,
when there's more than one, you got to start taking a look at that, man.
Yeah, start taking a look at it. But
the guy with New York, I just hate the fact he's in New York.
Well, I mean, if he's instilling a culture of, hey, look, and you see this not only in football, you see this in all sports. When guys make it to the big time, they make it to the starting role, they really don't want to come out. They'll play hurt. They'll do whatever they have to do to stay on that field because they know that there's 50 guys right behind him. Once you lose it, look at Drew Bledsoe.
Look at the quarterback position for the San Francisco
Tom Brady stepped in there and he never saw the field again. Yeah.
Last year, Garoppolo goes down. The backup starts playing. What is that kid's name?
Troy Lance goes down. Garoppolo goes down. Right, and then freaking, what's his name?
And then Purdy comes in and he doesn't lose a game.
He's dealing.
I mean, you've got to have a mindset of
You got to stay. That's most of those guys. They stay out there because they don't want to give up that spot.
When they talk like this, you tend to believe them because usually they wouldn't say anything unless they were hurt.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. So,
and you have to consider that today's athletes different now. So
this is true.
I mean, they get paid a lot of money. Their body is their vehicle. And they're going to do what they can do to make sure they're in good health so they can stay playing.
Absolutely.
But and then the organization, and then the ball's in the organization's court. You either force them to play or you cut them loose. So
yep. And then you got guys like this guy, ex-Steelers running back Eric Wilkerson, sentenced for a fatal 2022 stabbing.
He hate to kill a man.
He hate to kill a man. Yeah, no doubt. Says that Wilkerson. Let's see. He stabbed to death 46-year-old Brian Weems. Followed him into the bathroom and stabbed him.
That's cell block style right there, dude.
And he pled guilty to charges of involuntary manslaughter and tampering with evidence. He was charged with a lot more than that, but apparently there was some kind of plea deal.
Oh, they pled it out.
Yep.
Manslaughter.
So then you got guys like that.
He'll do 10 years if that, and then he'll be out.
We'll see. And then now I thought you'd get a kick out of this one, Dan. As much as you love Alabama, quarterback AJ McCarron took a pay cut from $4 million to $60,000 so his sons could watch him play in the XFL instead of sitting on the bench in the NFL.
I saw that headline.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever. What is it? Took a pay cut. No, he didn't take a pay cut. Nobody signed him. Okay.
Nobody signed him. He's already made good money already. So yeah, why not go play and $60,000?
This is showing a headline that is just made up. It's just stupid.
It is.
He wanted to see his son see him play. Yeah, sure, but that's
don't make it any more than it really is.
He didn't take a pay cut. Nobody signed his ass.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll play in the XFL. $60,000 a year. That's good money, dude. Plus whatever endorsements he's getting. So,
moving on from the NFL, let's get into the other sports that are in their final pushes. The Nuggets sweep LeBron.
Oh, it's so awesome, is it not?
113 to 111 Game 4 win, advanced to their first NBA Finals. Really? The Nuggets have never been to the NBA Finals?
Never. I don't even think they went to the ABA Finals. This is their first showing.
Wow.
And I don't watch a lot of basketball anymore, but I hear their center is off the chain good. I think he won the MVP.
Really?
They're supposed to be a pretty good team, and I think unless the Celtics can really just
pull off a miracle, I know.
put the Miami
the
Heat
next
to
thing I'm bringing
sleep.
up here is the bracket, and we
Yeah.
are down 3-1. But we pulled off a win last game, but
Yeah.
I don't know that this team can pull off 3 more in a row. Looks like it's going to be the Heat and the Nuggets, but the Nuggets are just waiting. They're resting. They're resting. I'm pulling for the Celtics. I am. But if it ends up being the Heat and the Nuggets, got to go for the Nuggets, don't you?
Got to go for the Nuggets, the team that's never won it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely would pull for the Nuggets. Yeah, no doubt.
Sure.
I remember old Alex English, man. He was a great ball player there.
One of their old players, I think,
scored a lot of points.
Didn't they draft Carmelo Anthony? He retired last week.
The Denver Nuggets?
19 years. Yeah. I think Carmelo Anthony was drafted by the Denver Nuggets, I think.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't follow his career too much. I know he ended up in New York. So
yeah, he retired last year. Well, he played for half the damn teams in the league, really.
Yeah.
James is overrated. Well, you get no argument here, buddy.
No.
The crab walk.
I might
always question.
NBA.
Huh?
I got to take this call, Joe. It's from work.
Okay. I'll see you in a second, man. No problem. But I have always questioned that guy myself. The crab walk is what drives me nuts. The way he does that crab walk dribble in the middle of the thing. That's, that kind of freaks me out. So, I got to tell you, man, if it comes down to, let me blow this up so you guys can see it. The Celtics are, well, I guess that's not going to work out. Okay. The Celtics, like I said, they're down 3-1. Okay. And I just don't know that they can come back from that. So, who knows what's going to end up happening. I'd love to see him go on a 3-game run and beat the Heat, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it. I'll have to go for the Nuggets, man. I really will. I'll have to pull for those guys because I always pull for the guys that haven't been there before. You know what I mean? So, hang on a second, guys. Okay. Danny says he's got to go to work. So here in the middle of the show, I am the solo act now. So, let me go ahead and finish our headlines, guys, and I'll do the best I can by myself. It's a lot of fun when my brother can be here with me, but sometimes they're a little busy. It's summertime's coming, and he's in the bottled water business, and sometimes this happens. So let's see. Das Wolfen says, closest I get to basketball is playing NBA Jam. I hear you, man. I hear you. Absolutely. I used to watch it back in the day when I guess the last time I really followed it was when Bird and Magic were going at it. And I've been seeing some of the commercials with like they've got that one where Larry's holding rings on all 3 of his fingers. I dig that one. I think that's pretty cool. But if the Celtics don't make it, gonna pull for the Nuggets. I've got to stick with the Celtics though. My dad would disown me if I didn't stick with my Celtics. So, okay, now getting to the NHL, boys and girls. Danny probably doesn't feel that bad now about his Celtics getting drummed in the first round because, or Celtics, listen to me, his Bruins getting drummed in the first round because the team that beat us has beaten everybody else. They've only lost 1 game. Well, since they won against Boston. They lost 1 game against the Maple Leafs and they swept the Hurricanes. The team that Danny thought after the Celtics got knocked out would be the team to beat. The Panthers are on a roll and they are waiting for the winner of the Dallas Stars and Golden Knights. And poor Brian, my man, that 70s rock fan. I know you're a big Dallas fan. You're on vacation. Don't worry about it, brother. If they come back and they win 4 games in a row, great. But you got to know by now that it's probably not going to happen. It looks like it's going to be the Golden Knights against the Panthers. And if that happens, my nephew is going to be a very happy person because he is a big Golden Knights fan. He jumped on them as soon as they joined the league. So we'll see how this plays out. But right now, it looks like it's going to be the Golden Knights and the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's see what's next. Yeah, we're going to take a look at the, excuse me, I got a dry mouth here. We've got the standings in baseball. Of course, our beloved Boston Red Sox are 4th in their division right now, but this division, the Tampa Bay Rays are coming back to the pack. So, they're within striking distance. Well, I mean, 9 games at this point in the season isn't that bad. Let's see. My man Das Wolfen says Patrick Mahomes is trying to get the Arizona Coyotes to move to Kansas City. Really? That would be interesting. I wonder what they'd call that team. They're not going to call them the Kansas City Coyotes, are they? That would be silly. It really would. Excuse me. But getting back to baseball, that's where our beloved Boston Red Sox are. We've got a winning record, but everybody in our division is the division to beat. So, it's always tight. But let's see where Kansas City's at. Oh, they're in the basement. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Let's get off of baseball. Neither one of our teams are doing worth this shit, are they, John? Let me see what's next here. Oh, yeah. I thought this was very interesting. The guy that won, let's see, the Live Golf rallies around and revels in Brooks. Oh, my God. It's one of those names. Kopka's PGA Championship win ahead of Washington, D.C. event. Yeah. He won his 5th career major. And he's one of the first Live golfers to do it. Now, this Live Golf that's the Saudi-backed golf league, guys. And apparently the PGA hasn't locked them all out yet because he won another championship. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It's the first time one of those Saudi-backed golfers has done that. And then in a story we're going to probably cover on Sunday Night Wrestling, we've got Liv Morgan could undergo character change and unite with real-life partner upon WWE return. I love Liv Morgan. I think she's a great wrestler, and I can't wait to see her back in the ring. She's injured right now. She's part of the tag team champions, and she got injured recently and she can't wrestle. And so the tag team champs have a new, what's her name? Raquel Rodriguez has a new partner, and I can't remember who it is, but we're going to cover that Sunday for sure. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, why we have Coyotes in Missouri too. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying I'd want to change the name, logo, everything. If I'm moving a team, I definitely want to start fresh. Definitely want to start new, But anyway, that does it for that. And of course, even though my brother got stripped away from me, this guy is still on my ass.
What do we got? What do we got?
Well, we got the Flix, boys and girls. We got the Flix. You know what we got. We got Luke Skywalker getting his hand cut off. My man, Bruce Willis, getting chased by friggin' German terrorists, and 97-year-old Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones and the geriatric masseuse. Indiana Jones 8. We got that. Yeah. We got the Flix, boys and girls. And we got a lot to cover in the Flix this week. First of all, let's look at the weekend box office like we always do. Fast 10 is ruling. Of course it is. $67 million it made in its first weekend. That actually is kind of low for a Fast movie. It really is. Wow. I didn't really pay attention to this. My gosh, that is a low number for a friggin' Fast and Furious movie. Good gosh. Guardians of the Galaxy made $32 million. It's up to over $250,000 domestically. I don't know that it's going to make $1 billion, but it's still making money. We knew the drop off wasn't going to be too bad. That's 3-week total there of $266 million for Guardians of the Galaxy. Super Mario Brothers is finally dropped below double digits. It's at 9 million this week. That's after 7 weeks, and it's it's made over $1 billion worldwide, but it went up over $500,000 a couple weeks ago. And we've got Book Club, the next chapter made 3 million. Yeah, serious drop off here, and then Evil Dead, bunch of stuff that's been out for a while. So Fast X not having the big opening weekend. Very strange. Very strange. I thought there was more fans of that out there. Next up, we got the passing of one of the best actors I've ever seen. This guy, Ray Stevenson, by all accounts, one of the greatest guys in Hollywood, man. Star of about the only lead character he ever played was the Punisher in Warzone. He was in RRR, he was in Thor, and he's been in a bunch of other movies. We were talking about it last night on my on my show with my buddies. That, man, wow, he's been a lot more stuff than you think of. Ray Stevenson died at the age of 58 years old. He was young. I mean, I'm going to be 58 in a couple months, guys. I mean, wow, that's a shame. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay, hang on. I got a bunch of stuff here. Bunch of guys came in. Okay. Small Time Republic. Good to see you, man. Fast and Furious franchise will never end. Yeah. Well, this is supposed to be the last one. Isn't X supposed to be the last one? I thought it was supposed to be the last one. Das Wolfen says it made $330 million worldwide, though. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was about to say, it didn't do well here in the States, but yeah. Okay. Internationally, it's doing good. Okay. And Kristen DeLorme says, the one Flix we want to see is Nefarious. The Common Nerd had almost the whole crew on his channel. It just got released in Canada last week. Okay. And Small Time Republic says, I heard they may make at least a couple more. Yeah. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you? People go in droves to these movies. I equate those movies, guys, that just to get off on a little bit of a tangent here. I equate those Fast and the Furious movies to like a Bond movie. You know what you're going to when you get into it, right? It's this over the top action movie. I don't watch them anymore. Ever since they had that, the last one I watched was one where they drugged a safe all over fucking town. I guess that's Fast 5. I think it was also the last one with Paul Walker in it. But I love the first movie. I love that one, but I haven't really been a fan of the series since they started going over the top, man. When I saw the trailer where I think it was the 6th one where they're going to have one of those ice-breaking submarines and something going on with that, I was like, nah, they're going a little crazy now, you know. But anyway, getting back to Ray Stevenson, you would not believe some of the stuff he was in. I mean, some of the movies that we were bringing up in his catalog last night, I completely forgot that he was, oh God, what is that guy's name? The big bad in Book of Eli. Ed, no, it's not Ed. I was about to say Ed Norton. But anyway, he's a great actor. And this guy was his right-hand man. He was his thumper, if you know what I mean. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, you need to watch Fast 9. They go to freaking space. Well, is Ronda Rousey in that one? I kind of need to watch it because she's in it too. But anyway, getting back to him, Ray Stevenson, some of the movies, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff he was in. And he was shooting a movie when this happened to him. Apparently, no, that's not the right article. He was on a set of a movie whenever this happened to him. But by all accounts, Ray Stevenson was remembered by Lucasfilm as kind and caring, loved and respected. And you wouldn't believe some of the movies he was in. I'm telling you. He was on the TV show Rome. He played Blackbeard on Black Sails. I mean, his filmography goes on and on. But in Thor, he was that lovable redheaded Viking looking guy, and just the guy was an actor's actor from what I can see. I mean, in some movies, he's the big strong silent type. In other movies, he's the court jester, man. And his portrayal of Frank Castle was really good. I mean, you can say what you want about Punisher Warzone. It's an over-the-top kind of grisly movie, but the shining light of the whole damn thing is Ray Stevenson. Ray Stevenson was Frank Castle. He did a great job at it. So let's have a toast and rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. And we've got now this next in memoriam. We got another in memoriam here, guys. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, "Rip Ray. We lost one of the best." Yes, we did. He's friggin' awesome. I highly recommend just going down his filmography list and checking it out, because there's going to be something in there you dig. Believe that. Now, check out this headline, guys. You're not going to believe this. Quentin Tarantino announced the death of Once Upon a Time character Rick Dalton. Not an actor, the character of Rick Dalton. Let's see. Small Times giving a toast. Ruben gives a toast. And John says, off topic, Madden 24 will allow cross play across all platforms. Oh, nice. You mean you can play it on your computer and I can play it with my PS5? Cool. We might have to do that, man. That would be a reason for me to pay full price for it. If I could play other people. Yeah, that would be cool. If it's not, but I'm not, you know what? Let me take that back. I'm not ever paying full price for a game again. I'm going to wait and see. But check this out, guys. Quentin Tarantino announces death of Once Upon a Time character Rick Dalton. Can you believe this? He sent it out in a tweet. We are saddened by the news of the passing of actor Rick Dalton, best known for his roles in the hit TV series Bounty Law and the Fireman trilogy. We didn't even know anything about the Fireman trilogy. It must be after, it must be after the events of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Rick passed away peacefully in his home in Hawaii and is survived by his wife, Francesca. I guess he stayed married to Francesca all these years. Rick Dalton, 1933 to 2023. 90 years? He was around 90 years, man. Rick Dalton passes away. I'm gonna be half in the bag after all these toasts I got to do for passed away celebrities. Let's see. Small Time Republic says, I read the novelization of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin has a backstory for all those characters. That's awesome, man. I might have to pick up that book because I love that movie. That's how that shit should have gone down, damn it. Sharon Tate should have lived. She was right on the cusp of becoming a huge star. It's a shame. The next one we got, as if anybody wanted it, but wait until I tell you the name that's attached to this, guys. Wish granted, Will Smith to return to role after Chris Rock slap. Genius reactions. Now, half of this is about the slap, and who cares about that? Who cares about that? What you want to see is down here. Guy Ritchie has been tapped to direct Aladdin 2 and wants Will Smith in the movie. Can you believe this? Guy Ritchie? I got to check and see. Did he do the first one? I mean, if he did, that's really weird. I wouldn't think he'd be having anything to do with that kind of thing, but what the heck, man? Guy Ritchie. I love Guy Ritchie stuff, by the way. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, I really need to watch that movie. Yeah, you do, man. It's a good movie. It's a little long, but it's a really good movie. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's what it says here. Now, I may have to vet this source. It's one of the first times I've seen this source. Let's see. Let's see if there's any. This is a legit news organization, apparently. So, let's see. Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's crazy. Okay. Aladdin 2, Bad Genie. That's what I'm talking about. And to wrap up the Flix today, guys, we got the passing of another Titan. And this may be the one that, breaks your heart the most, really. Because if you watch what happened with this girl's career, Tina Turner, legendary singer and queen of rock and roll, dead at 83 years old. It's really a shame but Tina Turner died at 83. Her family said in a statement, she rose to fame with her musical partner and later husband, Ike Turner, on songs like Proud Mary. As a solo artist, Turner achieved success with albums like Private Dancer. But what I wanted to show you guys was, and I'm going to have to drop this out because I have to add sound and some other things, because you know how I do. I try not to get nuked. Let me go ahead and reshare this and get it set up. Bear with me, boys and girls. There is a really, really cool piece they have here on her, and I'm gonna let it get past. Yeah, exactly. Auntie Entity. I'll get to that in just a second, buddy. I'm letting this friggin' ad play through before I even subject you guys to this. But it is an ad for a documentary that they put out last year about her for HBO. And I'm going to show it to you because it's really good at showing what she was about, man. She was a special lady. She really was. Rip Auntie Entity. Yeah. If you guys don't know, Auntie Entity was the name of her character in Thunderdome. Yeah. Bartertown. She was the leader of Bartertown. But anyway, let me get this up so you guys can see it. It's wow. That you want to talk about an inspiring person, both her and Jim Brown. The African American community lost two just titans this time around. They really did. Go ahead. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Let me I forgot what I was doing. Here we go. It's that one, right? Hang on. I'm just hitting all the wrong buttons, but I'm going to get there, guys. I promise. Okay. Here we go with that trailer. Just want to show you what's up there.
Look what I have done in this lifetime with this body. I'm a girl from a cotton field that pulls myself above what was not taught to me.
The fantastic Ike and Tina Turner review!
It was Ike's band, but Tina was the shining star.
When I saw her dance, she was all I could look at.
We rehearsed constantly. And then the pressure came that we had to work more to try to get a hit. And I was afraid.
I had an abusive life. There's no other way to tell the story.
Yeah.
Buddhism was a way out.
I started really seeing that I had to make a change.
The divorce, I got nothing. No money, no house. So I said, I'll just take my name.
And then we tried to get a record deal. Nobody would touch Tina Turner.
She'd play anywhere just to make the money to get by.
My dream is to be the first Black rock and roll singer to pack places like the Stones.
When she became successful, the past came up.
Her story reached so many people who felt like they had to keep their secrets locked away deep down.
It's hard. One of the worst parts of your life has been an inspiration. No, I don't consider it a comeback. Tina had never arrived. It hurts to have to remember those times. But at a certain stage, forgiveness takes over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that documentary. I've got HBO Max and all that stuff. So I'm definitely going to have to watch that. Small Time Republic says some people were born to be on stage. Yep. I think the best comment she made that whole thing was she didn't call it a comeback. She had never been seen before, right? She was just in the shadow of Ike all those years. But she really, I don't think Ike would have had the career he had without her. So, let's hear it for Tina Turner. Rest in peace, young lady. Thank you for all the memories. All right, that soldier's about gone. Good Lord. Guys, I'm going to be falling out of this chair here in a minute. All right, let's see. John says she made Ike. Yeah, no doubt. She did. He knew what he had, and that's why he was trying to control her. Yep, no doubt about it. Okay, guys, I can't avoid this guy. He's always on.
What do we got?
Oh, you know what we got? We got that right there. We got the earthquakes. We got that chick trying to get her friggin' lipstick taken care of in a 7.6. What the hell? What are you, crazy? You can't put that on during that. You out of your mind? But tonight in Earthquakes, we got a lot about my brother's favorite subject, the Bidens. Oh boy. Yay, team. Watchdog finds $3.7 million potential fraudulent pandemic relief recipients. A congressional watchdog found more than 1 out of every 4 people who applied for pandemic relief through 2 small business administration programs had potentially fraudulent discrepancies in their applications. So apparently there was a whole lot of people taking advantage of that government money during the government cheese era of the pandemic. I'm one of the guys that was working during it all. I was a furnace tech at the time, and I never stopped working. I had to be there. But yeah, looks like somebody got a little bit greedy with that pie. The next one we got here, oh man, this is just crazy. Danny should be here for these. He really should. FBI refuses to comply with subpoena, declines to give House report on Biden bribery allegations. So what you're telling me is the People's Police Department is not giving the information they're finding to the people? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Okay. It says here the Bureau's last refusal to turn over the unclassified FD 1023 document detailing an informant's criminal allegations against Biden, 80 years old, really, came during a briefing between the Oversight Committee and the FBI. Guys, that's just if you haven't figured out by now that I used to think Louisiana's government and Mississippi right next to me, their government was the most corrupt in the country. The U.S. government is becoming that way at a very fast pace. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Come on, man. That means like 70% of the people were honest. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Let's see what this next one's all about. Oh, yeah. Hunter. This guy. This dude. This is my brother's favorite guy right here. Yeah. Hunter Biden took a $6 million private jet to court while begging for child support to be decreased. Yeah, he's riding around on jet airliners begging to get lower child support. Oh, my God. Hunter Biden investigation. Second IRS whistleblower claims retaliation. Really? Imagine that. All I can tell that guy is be glad that this isn't the Clintons. He claims retaliation raising concerns that Justice Department leadership was acting inappropriately on the investigation into Hunter Biden. The Washington Examiner has learned the allegations from an IRS case agent come on a month after the IRS supervisory special agent revealed the Congress politics had infected the case involving President Joe Biden's son. Well, I mean, this is just more proof that they're, to the victor goes the spoils. I mean, that's all I can say. They won the election. They get to call the shots. They get to make all the rules, and they're bending all the rules. I mean, the people that back this guy, they must be ostriches. They must have had their head in the sand the entire time. Das Wolfen says the Bidens told the Clintons they'll hold their beer. Yeah, it's wow. I really think, the Clinton Foundation thing is kind of, the Ukraine is the Biden's version of it. That it's becoming really apparent that they were washing money somehow or something like that through that country. There's too much stuff. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. But my God, guys, this is volcanic smoke we're breathing in right now. I mean, it's nuts. It's freaking crazy. Next up, we got a man accused of ramming U-Haul into barriers near White House, praised Hitler after his arrest, court filings say. Oh my gosh. Sai Versith Kandula. Wow, 19. He's 19 years old. Guys, if you're a teenager, don't get involved in politics. Just go chase girls. It's more fun. Okay? Good Lord. This is crazy. 19 years old. Of Chesterfield, Missouri. Missouri? What's going on over there, John, in Missouri? Is in custody and has been charged in federal court with one count of depredation of property and of the United States in excess of $1,000. Wow, I can't read any more of this. That's just silly. This whole story is silly. Let's see what John is saying. Oh, yeah. Seems a little glowy to me. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Okay. Let's see what the next one is. We can do without that one. What time is it? Yeah. I'm going to cut some of these out. Yeah, look at these headlines just get stupider and stupider, guys. Look at this. Beware, your life is not valued. The NAACP travel advisory warns Florida is openly hostile towards African Americans. And NAACP, I'm not making this up, has issued a travel advisory for Florida. What? In direct response to DeSantis' aggressive attempts to erase Black history and to restrict diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in Florida schools. That's what it's. So I guess it's dangerous if they're doing the schools the way they want to, like states are supposed to do. That's dangerous. Okay. Yeah. More silliness out of the headline machine. Okay. Now I'll tell you a state that ain't messing around. That's Montana. I'm trying to figure out, we like to hack the matrix and figure out what's behind these headlines. Montana, you got to get up with me. Okay. It's JoesAtmosfere at AOL.com. Send me an email. Let me know. Are you trying to get people to move there that are conservative or what? Because these headlines are crazy. They really are. TikTok sues Montana over its new law banning the app. Montana last week banned TikTok in its state. TikTok has filed a federal lawsuit against Montana after the state passed a law last week intended to ban the app from being downloaded within its borders. The widely expected lawsuit argues that banning a hugely popular social media app amounts to an illegal suppression of free speech, tantamount to censorship. You mean like YouTube does every day? What? Very interesting. Christian Delhomme says Al Sharpton is really proud at the NAACP race grifting. You know, I have to say, I'm sure there's people in an organization that are trying to help their communities, but yeah, some of these people, they fan flames because they know that they can make money off of it. They do. I wouldn't paint it with such a broad stroke there, but yeah, there are guys like that charlatan right there that will do it, no doubt. That's not the only thing Montana's done, though. Check this out. Montana becomes first state to ban drag reading events at public schools and libraries. Montana is the first state to ban drag queen story hour events, a family-friendly activity involving people dressed in drag reading books to children at public schools and libraries. Part of a host of legislation aimed at the rights of LGBTQ community. Wow, I got through that alphabet pretty good, didn't I? In Montana and other states. Wow. Montana, I'm telling you, Montana's trying to get people to move there that are conservative or something. They all this in a week? That's crazy. Let's see. Real Wade Nation says, laugh out loud. Where's your brother? He had to go to work. He got called in. So I'm sorry. I had to finish the show on my own. On the replay, you'll see when he had to leave. He started it with me. I wouldn't, if he wasn't going to be here, I wouldn't even be finishing the show. But yeah, we started it together. Drag is not family friendly. Yeah, that's kind of like of a contradiction in terms right there, isn't it? I mean, really it is. Let me see here. Duck that out. But yeah, he started the show with me, Real Raid Nation. He just couldn't finish it with me. That's all. Let's see. And I usually have him to bounce off of and throw it to whenever I'm switching screens. Sorry about that. And this right here, guys, every once in a while, do me a favor. Unplug. I did it this weekend. I unplugged. I didn't touch my computer from Sunday all the way through right before I did the show yesterday. What is that? 2-3 days? And it was great. Unplug every once in a while because these things will drive you crazy. Check out this story out of Guyana. Maybe they're back to drinking the Kool-Aid down there, if you know what I mean. Deadly fire in Guyana girls' dorm set by student upset over phone being confiscated, officials believe. What? Investigators in Guyana believe a fire that killed 19, mostly girls, trapped in a school dormitory late on Sunday was deliberately set by a student who was upset that her mobile phone was confiscated, a top official said Tuesday. 19 girls lost their lives because somebody threw a fit because they had their phone taken away. What in the hell? What is this clown world? Let's see. Real Wed Nation says, laugh out loud. Can Tennessee mount a FL start a new country? Laugh out loud. Okay. Not sure what that says, but I'm sure you'll explain it to me. Sorry, I was late. I had a meeting I had to go to. Hey, man, you don't have to apologize. It was nice. I didn't do stream on vacation, only did one stream. Yeah, man, you've got to unplug every once in a while, man. These things will definitely have you on edge, dude. It's like a fix, you know, like an addict would need. No, Tennessee, Montana, and Florida. Yeah, right. And make a new nation. I hear you. Let's see. Where are we at here? Come on, load up. My computer is lagging tonight, guys. Oh yeah, here we go. I like this story here. It's almost as like eminent domain kind of thing, but Supreme Court rules in favor of 94-year-old woman who got nothing when county took her condo. Thursday, they gave a 94-year-old Minneapolis woman a new chance to recoup some money after the county kept the entire $40,000 when it sold her condominium over a small unpaid tax bill. Wow. Where's Pootie Tang? Laugh out loud. Well, you know where Pootie Tang is, man. He's in the Ukraine. He's actually in the Kremlin, and he's sending all his troops to Ukraine, you know, but he's still around.
Sign your pity on the running kind.
You know what's up? You know what's up? He's always around, man.
7 time. What a time.
You know what's up, Real Wade Nation. But yeah, it's nice to see they're going to compensate her. That's ridiculous. A small tax debt. Ugh. Let's see. Oh, here we go. A husband hid $500,000 in Bitcoin during a divorce and got busted by a crypto hunter. Financial infidelity has become increasingly sophisticated as investors hop coins across blockchains and sink their cash into metaverse properties. Wow. Wow, man. New and crazier ways to friggin' hide your money from your spouse, right? Wow, that's nuts. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and jump forward to the last word here. There's a couple here at the end, though, that I'd really like to talk about. Let's see. Yeah, these last few here, we'll do these. Where are we? Yeah, there we are. Okay. Archaeologists discover a lost world of 417 ancient Mayan cities buried in remote jungle, connected by miles of superhighways. WAPO reports. Scientists in Guatemala have discovered the first freeway system in the world. Archaeologists have found ancient Mayans built 417 cities interconnected by 110 miles of superhighways. Now, we saw some of this not too long ago. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I did a story on them finding one underwater that had sunk. Historians to rethink what they know about ancient Mayan civilization. I love hearing stories like this, man, because, you know, it's really cool to find out that they had some tech back in the day, you know? They had some tech back in the day. And then we've got this one. Now, I'll let you guys be the judge. New footage emerges of suspected UFO sighting over California military base. 2 UFOs were, reviewing new footage of what they claim is a mass UFO sighting over a military base. Let me refresh this so I can get the visual up here for you guys. And I'm sure they're going to try and give us an ad first, but yeah, it's loading an ad, of course. But you'll see it here in a minute as soon as this damn ad's over with. I'll go ahead and blow it up for us. I'm sorry, guys. I know you can't hear it, but you don't need to hear this. You just need to see it. Oh, man. Look at this. What is that? The subtitles of the guys talking. Pretty strange. And this guy's explaining, this is George Knapp, one of the top UFO investigators. Weaponized broadcast host Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp examined the photos and videos Tuesday on their podcast, which go look it up, see what they said, which they said were taken back in April of 2021 over the 29 Palms, California is where those are from. Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff, man. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, I worked with a professor that was doing remote archaeology using satellite images. Really? That's cool, man. That's cool. I've always been intrigued with archaeology, even before Indiana Jones, believe it or not. Okay. Let's see. My last word tonight, of course, we ain't got to the last word yet because we ain't really told you. Because you know what I got to do. I got to tell you guys to buckle your chin straps. Hang on. We got a comment. Could you send me the link? I would like to get Don's eyes on it. Yes, I can do that. No problemo. I will do that right now. Matter of fact, I'll just keep it up and I won't delete it. I usually delete these pages, but I will keep that one up after the show. But right now, what you need to do, guys, is buckle your chin strap, because guess what? It's about that time to turn out the light.
I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there. I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there.
That's right. Boom. That's right. You don't want to mess around in there, man. You'll get hurt up in there. Well, it's starting to become a regular thing now. My brother's got the Simple Jack Award, and we're not going to have that tonight because only he can do that. But I'm going to do my this is becoming, it may become a regular thing. I'm not going to commit to it being a regular thing, but I may have to make a graphic for it, and I'm calling it Only in Louisiana. It's silly, some of the stuff that I see. And this one right here comes right out of when your time's up, it's up. You know, I'm sure you guys have seen Final Destination. That's exactly what I thought of when I saw this story. You can't make this up. This happened in my area. I heard about it this Sunday from a friend of mine. We were out visiting this weekend, and oh my gosh, guys, check this out. Tree uproots and falls onto highway, killing driver during crash. Yeah, just crazy. All they have is a video, but what happened was this was on a rural highway. The tree uprooted and slammed right down on this truck, and killed the driver. It's just, wow. Unbelievable. And then you've got this one right here. This is just, you remember I talked about corruption and whatnot. The DEA accused of allowing Shreveport drug company with stripped license to ship opioids. They had no license. They were allowed to ship opioids. The agency is accused of allowing Shreveport-based Morris and Dixon to continue shipping addictive painkillers despite a federal judge's ruling to strip the company of its license for turning a blind eye to thousands of suspicious opioid orders. The failure to follow the DEA rules has been blamed for more than 700,000 Americans' overdose deaths in the last 2 decades. A key consultant hired by the company to avoid punishment is now DEA Administrator Ann Milgram's top deputy, raising concerns about the agency's mission to police drug companies. Boys and girls, if you haven't figured out yet that Big Pharma has totally infected our government, there's your sign. We got to keep those drugs rolling, don't we? Yeah. The government's becoming a big drug dealer. It's ridiculous. My TV's a drug dealer. Every time I look on TV, there's an Ozempic ad, and you know people are using that to friggin' lose weight. It's ridiculous, man. Well, listen, guys, I want to thank you for being here tonight. I'm sorry my brother had to leave us, but, hey, sometimes being in his job, he has to take care of business. So luckily, what are we in? I think this is episode 43, and that's the first time he's ever had to do that, So I love him to death, and this show will remain just me and him. And so I'm not ever going to have another guest but him. It's our baby. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Brothers Hack the Matrix tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. We covered a lot of ground and had a lot of fun. Of course, you'll be able to see me at 10 p.m. tonight. All these times are central now. I'm not going to bounce all over the time zones because I've got a little bit of a buzz after all of those remembrances. And don't forget, get out and remember those folks that gave their lives to keep us from keep our way of life going this Memorial Day. Don't forget them. And remember that freedom isn't free. Of course, tonight at 10 Central, you'll be able to see me play video games, have a few video games, cocktails, and fails. I'm going to start with DCUO tonight, something I know because last night I had another system go down on me. I got two systems, my PS2 and my PS3 fried. I got to get them in the shop. All I got's my Xbox 360 and my PlayStation 5 now. So you can come check us out there. I'll probably play that and some Madden, probably relax tonight. But the time for that show, it's been Wednesday and Thursdays at 10. It's going to shift to Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10. I'm going to drop the Thursday. I want to be done with the week of streaming after this show. So that'll be tonight for the last time on Thursday, and this show will shift to Tuesdays. And then on Saturday, you can watch me plot the pages of The Privateer, sketching The Privateer. My man Justifier Jim, he's getting busy with life. I haven't seen him in a few weeks. Hopefully he'll be able to duck back in soon. But we do that every Saturday at 1:30 in the afternoon, at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. And then Sunday, you can watch us on Sunday Night Wrestling, me and Johnny Rock. We'll be going over the results of Double or Nothing this weekend, which is Saturday. And big question is CM Punk going to show up? And also, I'll have a State of the Apron report on the smaller venues in wrestling and what's happening with the indies and that kind of thing. And that's all brought to you by Pop Culture Minefield and KGRA Radio at 1 p.m. Central Time on Sundays. Also on Pop Culture Minefield, Monday morning at 10, I'll be on Gary's Morning Coffee with Gary as we do Military Monday. And he's covering Hamburger Hill this time. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but it's a good one. I'll remember it as we go along. But yeah, I'll be there checking things out. I'm an ex-Army guy, and so is our man Gary. And that both of those shows are brought to you by Pop Culture Minefield and KGRA Radio. And then, of course, on Wednesday, two of the guys in the chat there, Matt from Small Time Republic and John Das Wolfen, join me on Wednesdays for State of the Atmosphere, where we get to talk about the stuff we dig. The state of Star Wars usually ends up coming up because we're all Star Wars fans. And Knock joins us, who's the biggest Star Wars fan I know. And we also talk about everything else, comic books, just whatever's topical that week in pop culture. You guys come check us out every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. For that show. And let's check the chat one more time. Christian Loam says, good night, everybody. John says, have a good evening, Joe. Great show. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And he's saying bye to the chat. And Tuesday and Wednesday means I can catch it more often. Thursdays are impossible because tonight is D&D night. Good. Okay. Well, good. I mean, you got a standing invitation to come in there and roast me while I'm playing video games whenever you want to. You know that, John. But anyway, listen, guys, want to thank you for watching tonight. I'm sorry my brother had to bail on us, but that's the way the cookie crumbles when you're in his position, man. He's just he's almost the boss at the place. So when things happen, things go awry, he's got to go. So he'll be back next week. Worry not. He's committed to the show. Don't worry. He's not running on me or anything, but it's the busy season for them. So we may be missing a Thursday here and there, but it'll be okay. But I want to thank you for being here tonight and supporting the show. And until I see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.